Alrighty. Let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
Howdy.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Ah, maiden.
Ah,
I'm sure he deserved it.
Mind your own business.
It's quite understandable that they're all about to die. It didn't seem like the most powerful of lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2.
Yeah. We have the firebolt light. Even though, yeah, just hang on to that. I think it gives you 30 feet. It's basically a torch as long as you're hanging on to it. No, the produce. Yeah. I can see myself. I can't see anything else. Yeah, I'm in a hotel, so my internet is not great. Yeah, well, with the produce flame, you could just hang on to the ball as long as you want until you throw it at something, which produces the light. It's basically just a torch that you could hold on to. Yeah, nothing's opening, but yeah, there you go.
Alright, I just realized I was muted on the stream for a bit. Oh well.
All right. Following through, you get to about here, continuing to follow the tracks of the party. Looking up through here, you do see the reflections of some ice pillars in the middle of a cave. There doesn't seem to be any sort of danger in the area other than a howling wind. It actually sounds like the howling of a person.
Ready yourselves, friends. There's a
Yep.
glimmering light in the distance.
Yep. And as you start to get about here to look up to these caves, you see a bit of light over in this direction. And this also continues on with the tracks you've been following.
All right. Well, he gets to there, sees that there's a bridge that they must have figured out something to do.
Yeah, when you approach this bridge, it's not hard to notice. It is made of pure ice. It is, even with the crampons, you could probably slip and fall just by crossing it.
He's gonna cross it like a seal. Just like take a little bit of a running start and just slide across his belly the whole way.
Alrighty. For everyone else, you start to see this this light start to follow behind you. You just came to these ruins, spent a few minutes looking about, figured out this was an old dwarven campsite who had come to investigate these ruins. And when you start to cross the bridge, why don't you give me an acrobatics check?
We're good at that. Oh, we are good at that. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, you are. You managed to make it across. Even though you rolled high, you still feel your foot starts to slide when you place it too wrong, but you managed to catch yourself and make the rest of the way across. And this is where you see the rest of the party armed, and wasn't really expecting you to be following behind you.
Heard y'all were about to die.
Oh, heavens, it's the blue one. I was expecting something blue, but I thought it'd be a little bit more violent towards us. Ugh.
Hello. You are joining us, yes?
Yeah. Sounds like you guys needed help, so here we go. Now I'll die instead. Sounds more fun.
Oh, we've been making a pretty good show of that ourselves, so welcome to the show.
Yeah, he's right. Some of us got knocked out a couple of times. I'm glad you're back, though. Welcome.
Yeah, you should talk to Rune about that.
Maroon's just gonna go away.
What happened?
Slightly like limping just a little bit.
Alrighty, let me pull up my notes here. We were looking through these papers, and I believe we uncovered something, didn't we? Oil and trouble.
We did. There was a journal, and it's still in the chat. And it says, "These caves are sacred to the frost giants. The carvings on the wall suggest that the giants came here to drown themselves. Did they use the hot spring as a sacrificial pool?" And then on another page it says, "The wind truly sounds like a wailing woman. One could easily go mad in this place." And then the last journal entry says, "I think there's someone living in these caves. Shortly after discovering the hot spring, I heard what sounded like a granny singing. When the song ended with a shrill laugh, dread sunk its teeth in me. Ye gods, that horrible cackle. I shall leave these caves in the morning and never return."
Reading that, you notice that all the adventuring gear that he could have possibly brought is still here. His bedroll, his notes, his personal journal, in fact, and some basic gear as well.
And he was a dwarf, right?
That's
Yes.
Should have read that in a dwarven accent.
You say that in character? Like, darn.
It's dwarvish, it's not Scottish.
reaffirm to yourself. This is what the party last uncovered as you show up, Faraday, and she reads this, or he reads this out to you. And all of you hear the big wail of wind once more, and then you start to actually do hear like it's a person.
Oh,
Well, that's
interesting.
very, very creepy indeed. I guess it does sound like that old lady somewhere.
Ugh. Is there really any reason to be scared of the wind? Seriously, people.
Yes.
Just
perhaps
because some
we should
dwarves
not
are pathetic doesn't mean we have to be too.
Ouch.
whispers in the darkness.
And if they are ghosts or undead, we shall banish them.
Always put them in a jar and sell them as a trinket.
We could make good money that way. I'm thinking I like this idea.
Use it to scare children into giving up their candy or something like that. Whatever works, you know.
That idea I like a little bit, yes.
Taking candy from children, eh?
Well, I mean, if it's there.
From children.
Should have guarded it better.
Yeah. Well, am I supposed to care that they're younger than me?
If we are well rested, perhaps we should return to our quest.
Yes, as you all come here, crossing the ice bridge, you have come to a dead end. There was a path where you came from, and also the ice river below.
Is the area below the bridge frozen solid?
Yes.
Alright.
Every time you step out into this area, even where you were crossing the bridge, the wind that travels through this place, if you have any lights, flames, it tries to blow them out. The wind is not strong, but it's constant.
I got that Mivis magic on my shield.
Yeah.
Alright, are we going across or down?
Out of character, I can't remember. Were there any other corridors that we passed?
I believe there was one.
There was one, it was an area with a bunch of ice pillars.
Around there, I think.
Yep.
Mayhap we should check out that corridor we saw.
That's true, but if we descend downwards, we don't have to risk falling off since we'll already be going down anyways.
Yeah,
But
excellent.
We do risk that the ice is not as frozen as it appears. If we fall straight through, then we're out of luck.
Bruno pat Katerina on the back. She's rather large. If she goes down first and doesn't fall through, I suppose it's safe enough for the rest.
Yeah, I think I outweigh all of you, maybe put together.
She can even jump around a bit if that helps you feel a bit better about the whole thing.
Yeah, I like this
You
plan.
need help getting down there? We could just push.
A rope would probably be advised for a slower than less than lethal descent would be most beneficial to our dragonborn friend here.
You want to test the ice, you have to have some velocity with it too.
Are you going to be falling into the ice 10 feet high several times over throughout our time walking on it?
No, I figure we'd just use a rock, but if you want to use the dragon person, that's fine too.
I see what you're saying.
The rock does seem like the best idea.
And Katerina snorts.
It's going to be rather loud when it clatters off that ice, wouldn't it?
You're afraid to wake the wailing wind?
I don't know what's in here, that's the problem.
Well, we know that the fishermen came in here, and they might want to hear someone's coming to rescue them.
There are also flying harpies outside that try to rip my face off. They got a pretty good take at it, too.
Stand behind me, I will protect you.
Oh, this thing's going.
Alrighty.
Seems our decision's been made by one force already.
To cross, you could probably lower yourselves from where you're at and not have to really worry too much with the rope. You want to cross back across the bridge, you'll have to do the acrobatics check.
How far down is it?
At 20 feet.
Yeah, we have rope. Or I have rope.
Not that much of a
Okay.
drop, but it will take a little. Will cause you all a little bit of damage from the fall.
I do not have thought
I'll hammer my rope in over here.
Oh, I do have rope. Never mind.
I will test.
Make sure Ekaterina's not about to like kill herself. Make sure her rope's nice and secured.
Ison, are you trying to cross the bridge now, or? Mr.
Yeah, I
J?
can cross the bridge.
So Faraday goes and finds like the biggest rock he could find and biggest rock he could carry, and it's only like 15 pounds.
That's hardly sufficient for a test, my blue friend.
All right. If you want to cross, give.
It's heavy.
Oh yeah. If you want to cross, give an acrobatics check. But it looks like your party is going to climb down from over here.
Let's see if Icewind becomes the rock or not.
It's an acrobatics check, actually. There you go. Just the same. You do manage to make it across if you want. If you were to remain on the bridge, you'll probably have to do the check again. But even when this big red box here is basically the danger area. For the rest of you, Ison has made his way across. What is everybody's plan?
Seeing how Ekaterina's little venture pans out, then go from there.
Faraday's collecting rocks. He now has like a 1 pound rock and a 2 pound rock. Eventually we'll get enough.
One day he'll collect them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, it's not hard to pound the or to nail the. You definitely have the pythons or a climber's kit or anything like that. The necessary materials for it. You can definitely anchor the rope into the side of the wall and climb down with little ease.
I will do that. And when I get to the bottom of the rope, I'm going to very carefully test the ice, both at the edge and a little farther toward the middle. 1 foot at a time, holding on to the rope, pressing down as hard as I can, holding on to the rope, jumping up and down, holding on to the rope, that kind of thing.
Alright. It does seem the ice does crack a bit. Fresh weight on ice that hasn't been walked on in a while. It does crack a bit, but does seem solid enough to hold your weight. Doesn't give you any trouble, especially with your crampons. You're able to stand up perfectly as you slowly lower yourself down, and it does seem safe.
Well,
It seems fine.
well, everybody is
Not
climbing down and
fully.
sorry. Well, everybody's climbing down. Faraday'd like to do detect magic as a ritual, assuming it should take some time for everybody to climb down a rope.
I think the ritual takes 10 minutes. Probably doesn't take about 10 minutes for everybody to climb down, but if you let everybody know that you'll be down in just give you a few minutes, everybody wishes to oblige you. That shouldn't be any problem.
I'll be down in a couple. Gotta poop. Hang on.
But if nobody else is going, I'll go next. And
Rune's
Honey.
gonna just slide down the rope. I was just sort of waiting for him to finish up talking, please.
okay, well, I'm gonna plop myself onto the ice.
Grim just sort of grabs her open his gauntlet and slides down.
Mavis is next.
I'll catch you if you fall, Mavis.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
All right,
we have a
then
bit of a passage down.
I guess as we're waiting for Faraday to complete his ritual, Ekaterina will toss the end of the rope up toward Ison so that she doesn't have to go back across the bridge.
Alrighty, fair enough.
I mean, he.
Gonna do a Tarzan swing across.
We already did
Do
that.
be careful with that. It's anchored 30 feet away. And the hole's only 20 feet deep.
Katarina failed so spectacularly. Actually, they already did the Tarzan swing across.
Tarzan swing would face plant into the ice.
Yep.
Sounds like a George of the Jungle swing then.
So as they work it out, and Ison figures out his way down, and Faraday finishes up with his ritual. Everybody's kind of standing here. The wind does kind of cut through you all. A terrifying sound that you think that there's might be the hint of a person's voice in it. It sort of sends a chill down your spine. And for those of you who are holding anything flammable, the wind kind of threatens to knock it out. Not strong enough to actually do so, but your flame flickers in the wind. With your detect magic, how long does the ritual, how long does it last?
I believe it's 10 minutes then.
Alrighty. Oh, you're able to get it up, okay. Concentration?
Yeah, it's working better now, for now.
Alrighty. I need to test something. No, my API scripts did not get transferred over. That's a shame.
Yeah, you probably got to redo them for every game.
Yeah, I thought I already did it for Icewind, but oh well. In order to fix it now, I'll have to have a reload, and that's just going to take too much time. I will eventually have some more scripts in the game. One that does short rests and long rests for you. One that'll keep track of concentration for you as well, but that'll not be this game, as they did not apparently load correctly. But for concentration, we're going to mark ourselves with a red dot, just so we can keep track of it. And everyone makes it down onto the ice. Let's see here.
I don't know which way you guys have already gone and which ways you haven't, so I'll just follow in the back. Probably get eaten by something, but
Yep.
you know, whatever.
Out of character, you've seen everything that we have so far, so you haven't missed much.
Yeah, they didn't make it far into the caves. We had a bit of a bout with the harpies that ate up a lot of our time.
Can we tell which direction the wind or the sound is coming from?
Oh yeah, you can give me a check you think best suits the what you want to do. I would probably say either perception, I think maybe survival would.
The secret is to measure the amount of time it takes to get from your left ear to your right ear.
Yeah, the perception or survival would do, since you are, technically here looking for people, and you think there's a creature in the cave. Survival would also be acceptable. With your perception, you hear listening to the wind and the cackles you think you hear in it. You think you hear them resonate from down below south and to the north. Seems that there might be a loop around. This is doubly so since you're also following scent, and the smell comes from both directions. You're at the perfect center of a loop around.
It seems like we can go either way. Which way shall we go? Mayhap north.
That's fine.
Yeah, I vote for north as well.
Then it sounds like they're heading north.
I'll make sure and retrieve my rope as best I can. Pull it down.
Alrighty, why don't you just... How do you want to try to get it down from where you're at?
Faraday grabs it for her.
Mage hand. Okay, that's how you get it down. As you
Thank
start to tug and think about how to get it down, a spectral hand floats up there and pulls the python out.
Spasiba.
There you go.
You get to reclaim your python and your rope.
Nobody was attached to that, were they? I didn't really pay too close of attention.
Shall we north then?
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, since you were here last time, Joey, I did make a little thing for your secrets and added a little bit extra flavor to it and a little bit of everything else. But basically, just like a little bit extra flavor and yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, it's
Sometime
nothing.
later this week.
Yeah, nothing too important. Just kind of a reminder. So as you all start to prepare to head north, this will be a good time to who is leading and who is staying towards the back.
Honey will stay towards the middle.
I am happy to take point.
If Katarina's up front, Rune will kind of hang towards the back in case something comes up behind.
Alrighty.
The place that's least likely that I will get eaten is in the middle.
But like a giant sandwich of protection.
Exactly. You guys have to get eaten first.
That's the fighter's
Alright.
job.
So from this point on, as we get into the entrance of an actual map, you all move on the map as you would want to stick together. If you want to move a few feet at a time, keeping close. When the first person enters to a room and triggers something, that's when everybody's going to stop, and we're going to trigger whatever event might happen, whatever trap may happen, so on and so forth. So move as you will on the map, as you would just be kind of moving normally. So you don't want to get too far away from your front line if you're in the back line kind of thing.
Who has the light?
I was carrying a light, sort of stuck to my shield. Should we perhaps swap our positions, Ekaterina?
We might. I cannot see very far ahead. Yeah, you come
Do
forward.
you all see that light up ahead?
It is in front now.
I feel like I've seen something generating light up ahead. That's not from my little shield here. Rune points like this direction.
Whatever it is, hopefully we don't taste good to it.
Oh,
But perhaps it will taste good to us.
Without lemon, I don't think so.
Yes, we must acquire these lemons of yours.
don't bring any lemons with us. I would hate for our own party members' garnish to be used against us when our foes finally get the better of us. If I am going to be meal, I'd at least like to be a disgusting
Ugh, really?
one.
I prefer the opposite.
Okay, what the hells?
Wait, who was saying they wanted to be a disgusting meal?
I'll be a disgusting meal. I'm gonna
Oh,
die.
all right, hang on.
Hey, stay away from me.
When you say that, Faraday's like, I can make that happen if you want.
Stay away from me with whatever blue man magic you're trying to pull, buddy.
I mean, how bad do you want to taste? I can flavor you however you want.
I don't want to be flavored by anything. Thank you very much. But I will remember for that. If you have to leave my corpse behind someday, make sure to make it taste bad. Thank you. Now,
Alrighty.
speaking of corpses, I see something up ahead.
Yeah, Rune. As you start to come around the bend, and those of you who can see what you see a giant ice lake. There are a few shafts coming from above of light shining down onto the cave. Those are the lights that you're seeing in the area. Below the cave, you see the skeletons of frost giants. I think he said frost giants, didn't he? Yeah, frost giants.
More light ahead.
Yep.
Bones are probably worth something.
They look to be under a few feet of ice.
Does
We can make
ice
that go
look
away.
solid?
It looks actually fairly solid, frozen almost all the way through. What you see here is an underground river. An underground river once spilled into the pool in this area, filling it with a streaming mineral water and overflowing to the west, which is where you're coming from. So it is rather deep, and even to the bottom of the lake it is frozen. And it shall remain frozen until this everlasting rime ends. It is so cold everywhere that this lake has no chance of thawing.
Well then, I see a bit of a raised area over there. It looks like some sort of beach across the way.
General mentioned that this might be the place where the frost giants committed suicide.
Why is anyone committing suicide is beyond me.
Especially a frost.
Depression.
Whoa,
Would
whoa,
that
buddy.
mean that this used to be a hot spring and that there isn't one somewhere else in this cave?
I'd imagine so. Seems like if this was a hot spring, I doubt any of this was frozen before all this frozen bullshit started happening.
There is on the other side too.
There's a bit of some light up ahead. What kind of light is around this corner? It's like flickering. It's like
It is
a
a flickering warm light, possibly from a fire, and you hear the source of the cackling in the wind that kind of flows through from up north, mixed in with the cackling that's coming from down here. You hear a person laughing as they go about their business, just randomly doing so. You hear them talking, muttering with another person, but you're too far away to actually make out what they're saying.
Do we still smell the spicy stew-like aroma?
Over the course of the hour, it has started to die down, but it does come strongly now that you start to approach through here.
Can I try to like sniff? Is there like any smells coming from this corner where the light is coming from?
You don't have to make a survival check. That is where the smells are coming from.
We can
Mixing
always,
in-
like,
I was asking what the smells were.
Oh,
you could always ask who's making the curry tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, it kind of connects together with this little river connects with this little slope that goes onto the land pretty evenly, and there's a bit of a raised ledge here.
Be on guard, I could
Head
throw
for
you.
the slope.
Let's make our way over, I suppose. There's gotta check that laid out one way or another, unless you want to try to climb up that cliff to our right there. It's like a frozen falls.
Yep, so this is a frozen falls, and this is where the wind comes from as well. It blows down and mixes in with the activities that's happening down here and around where this lake is at. So your choices here are to either go down south and go maybe around, or head straight into this little cove.
Ekaterina, do you see that?
I do. The waterfall.
No. The called whatever this is.
No, I see nothing down there.
Asen, careful going around that corner. I'm gonna step back.
When in doubt, go towards the
thank you.
depression.
There's someone around that corner.
Yeah. As you all get there, you do see a figure covered with thick robes, thick winter clothing, actually. You start to kind of wander about, tending to the stew, stoking the fire, maybe grabbing some wood from over here and bringing it back. Looks like she's preparing to start another stew, or maybe tendering to the flames of one that's long gone. Other way, you do see an older person who's hunched over. Let me see here.
Yes, but what about second breakfast?
There doesn't seem to be anything in the, or anything new smells coming from the cauldron. Perhaps she's stoking the fire just to keep herself warm.
I would like to do a divine sense.
Alrighty. You get to do so. She's wandering about, but wasn't someone, Ison, Ekaterina, and Honey? Won't you three give me a perception?
Well, one of them
Alrighty.
can see stuff.
Ekaterina, you notice her busying herself, but looks as though she's just doing it to put on a show, as you see her sneak a glance in your direction every so often. You're not sure why, but maybe it's the light cantrip on your friend beaming light back into the cave in this dark, hollow area. But she clearly notices you. As you cast this divine sense, let's see here. An action, you spend your action in 60 feet of you, so let's, which I believe is, yeah, exactly 60 feet. Or the type, celestial fiend. Alright, let me actually pull up Cauldron Cave. The handout. Give me just a second. Didn't put it where I put it.
Take your time.
That should have done it. Ah, I didn't reset my settings, did it? Must have. Let me pull this. Get everything set back up right. Yeah, put it back in the folder it should have been in. One open. Alright, let me just refresh Roll20 then. Sorry, a bit of a technical error here.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, it's trying its hardest to load a single thing right now. Then pull it out, and there we go. All right. And as soon as I try to click it, it starts doing the load again. Don't tell me roll 20's messing up again. We had this problem last week, didn't we?
I think
Yeah,
so.
we did.
I'll go ahead and raise my hand up again, hoping anyone who can't see behind us, can't see the figure down below there, and motion for everyone to whisper, even though we may have already been seen.
Why would we whisper? Just talk to her.
Yeah, it seems to be roll 20 itself, as I'm having troubles even loading back into the game. Please tell me that Tuesday is not an update day for them.
It shows you still in the game.
Alrighty, let's see here. Divine Sense. When it takes such forces, until any turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet. You know its type. You take presently place the object that has been consecrated or desecrated. Alright, so within 60 feet, and you are within 60 feet of it, you do not detect a undead, celestial, or fiend, or undead.
It also detects the presence of strong evil.
You do actually detect the presence of strong evil coming from that direction. This elderly lady you're looking at, walking with a cane, hunched over,
Shooter.
yeah, is coming. Does have a sense of evil coming off of her.
Hello.
Well, she is mortal, at least. Shall we?
Who's for dinner tonight?
I'll keep an eye on things back here. I'm just gonna slowly keep my back to the party and keep pace with them, but I'm gonna face it this way in case anything's coming up behind us. I'm especially keeping an eye on this little tunnel thing.
I make sure to have my weapons at the ready so I can just pull them out if I need them.
She'll just
Hey, lady.
Yeah, she'll take a few steps closer and just. You'll see wrinkled old skin under the hood she wears. Just kind of, she smiles like, "Oh, hello! I haven't seen visitors in a long time. What brings you this far out?"
So are you cooking dwarves for dinner tonight?
Dwarves? Oh, heavens, no.
Oh, that's no fun. I figured they were in the stew.
Oh,
Why are-
yes.
My shoulder.
What is in the stew then? I'm hungry.
As he's talking, over my shoulder, I look to everyone and I wrinkle my nose and I bare my teeth and I say, "Evil." Very quietly.
You'll find that most things that survive out here in the wilderness have to resort to a little bit of survival if they to survive.
You have not answered the question.
And what question was that?
What is in the pot?
Who's for dinner tonight?
Ah, this is my cauldron. It's an item that I had helped create. Simply add water, and it creates a stew. No ingredients needed.
Does it taste any good?
Heavens no.
Do
But
you want
it
it
is
to taste
fulfilling.
good?
Well, out here in the starving wilderness, any food is good to come by. What?
Saturday, you have stones, yes? We can make stone soup.
We could just make that soup over there taste like whatever we want it to.
I've heard of such magics, none of which that I have. None of which that I have any experience with. But you can flavor it in other ways. Adding natural ingredients, of course, improves the flavor.
Like fishermen?
Why,
Fishermen
yes,
are-
definitely fish. Although fish are... Knucklehead trout is very tough for my old teeth.
Well, that's good.
Feeling we may have found our missing fishermen.
Yeah, we'll probably need to eat them. Best not to let food go to waste.
Ekaterina wrinkles her lips and snorts flame.
Make a confused look as well at Faraday, and I'm gonna I'm gonna ask if Ekaterina can tell if Faraday is evil. He sounds like he is so far.
No, just pragmatic.
Isn't this all a bit
Sorry.
subjective, anyways? I mean, I'd skin some of your own hides if it had to come to that. Just how things go, you know, sometimes.
I'm sure dragonborn leather is pretty good too.
Yeah, Ekaterina's certainly not going to stand for that. She turns around and comes back with teeth bared.
Yeah, I'm gonna point my bow at Faraday.
Are you
You
threatening me?
people are so rude. No.
Me? Rude. You are talking about my skin.
Yes.
No, I
threatened
was
the
talking
dragonborn
about your
flag.
people's skin. I never mentioned your name once.
Yet, but you said dragonborn skin. I would be wary of what you say to me, my friend.
Have you
Well-
ever dealt with leather from an alligator? It's probably pretty similar.
Ekaterina's not convinced, but she turns back around to the witch. And your name, lady?
One second.
I'm not gonna take my bow off of Faraday.
I don't know why you're aiming that at me.
I
It
think you
seems
know
like a
perfectly
really
well.
bad idea, as I could just throw it back at you.
Mind tongue.
No,
Okay, so
that
she is.
doesn't make any sense at all.
She seems to be chuckle at the term of events that's happened with the party. She just says, "My name is Maud."
That sounds like a fake name if ever I heard one, and I know a thing or two about fake names.
It
Are you giving
probably
out fake
is.
names?
Hold on, Krim, what did she say?
Why would you go around giving fake names? Seems your party has some trust issues.
We have issues, alright.
They're just afraid of hearing the truth.
Oh my.
So, what is it that I can help you fine folk with?
Well, we were looking for fishermen, and now they're probably in your pot. So now I'm hungry, and we're gonna eat your fishermen if you'll let us join you for dinner.
That's a rather rude assumption that I'm in here eating people.
Then
It's
you won't
probably
mind if I
true.
look in your pots.
You wouldn't mind if I tried some.
This is what I call Mr. and Mrs. Tenderman chili.
There you go. So you see the remains of a leftover stew. There's not a whole lot left in it.
Do I see body parts? Like hands or feet?
Well, why don't you give me a roll that you think would be best for that? Probably
think I'm
perception,
gonna-
honestly.
Dismemberment check.
Could I, before you talk to Katerina, could I quickly add a nature check to see if I can recognize any of the ingredients that are in there? Since I use nature to do my cooking stuff anyway.
Sure. Let's see. Would nature be a good thing for that?
I have no idea.
Let's take a quick look. About beasts, plants, terrain, vegetation, and stuff like that. Sure. Give me a nature. Looking at the ingredients that are inside of it.
Well,
Many of the ingredients in it are not natural at all. Whatever this stew is seasoned with seems to be made of magic and conjurations. You don't really seem to see any, neither do you, Katerina, any parts of the stew that seem to be amiss. She'll just get a little frazzled. Ah, you see, harassing old woman. Now that part is very important to me. Do not scratch it with your claws.
How do you stretch a pot?
scratch. She said scratch.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense.
But looking at this pot, there is quite a bit of magic involved in it, and the pot is actually really big. It is 10 feet wide in each direction, as well as about 8 foot tall. It's very heavy. To even move it will probably take quite a bit of effort.
What kind of magic is it?
Are you within 30 feet of it?
I think so. I haven't actually measured.
It doesn't
I think
matter.
one more square, I guess.
Let's see. It is actually, I think, conjuration magic.
Makes sense.
It is weighs about 50 pounds and holds up to 30 gallons of liquid. Now you know that if someone made a stew in this, made it all the way full, it could probably feed a starving town, honestly. And as most of you know, there are many towns that are actually starving. People have to sacrifice their food, and hunting isn't great. Neither is fishing, since everything is so frozen. A lot of people are struggling very badly for food, and this could feed a small town per serving.
Mud Lady. Mud Lady, I'm addressing you.
Yes, rude blue one.
Why you got such a giant magic pot?
'Cause I created it. It is mine. I am going
I
to
have
outlast this winter. No.
I'll trade you.
I will never give up this pot. It is mine. I shall outlast this winter myself.
I'll trade you some giant bones. You want them? I just gotta dig them out from the bottom of that lake over there.
Oh, you want some giant bones, do you? I know where there might be some that you'll have to dig out.
Well, I'll trade you those ones then.
as interesting as this conversation has been, I can't help but wonder about our actual job, so the one that's bringing us money. Have you happened to come across some fishermen? Apparently, they came in here to this this cave, and that's what they're looking for. If they're not from your stew, that means they might still be alive.
I don't know of any fishermen. Why would they come this far, especially into my cave?
Probably because they smelled your excellent stew.
They
Can I
probably freeze their
shoot mine?
fish.
What was that?
I want to see if she's telling the truth.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll. Probably insight. All right. So she is. You're not quite sure whether or not she's telling the truth or not. She is definitely not being truthful about something, but you're not quite sure what. She is a sneaky old lady. She does keep her distance from you as well.
Why you
Probably
have
not.
so much food? Should you not share with the starving people around? If your pot is as powerful as you say, then you could share amongst all and still have plenty left over. And sharing companionship for your winter also.
I do not need companionship.
So you are mad.
To me, it sounds like her pot is not as potent as she says it is. That's probably why she wants to keep it for herself, so that she doesn't have to wallow in her own failure.
Clever.
Is there any magic coming off of her?
Closer, let me. See something real quick.
Don't worry, it's just a hag coven. I'm sure it'll be fine.
God damn it, I need to reload again. Oh, roll 20, come on. You have never given me so much trouble. There is a bit of magic you are detecting. Let's see. Not from her. Well, other than the I can't even cast that, can I? Yeah, there is a bit of magic coming. You're detecting. She herself is a sorcerer, so she does radiate a little bit of magic, but there seems to be something else in the room with you. And you kind of detect it close to her, kind of floating about near her. This little looks like a little misty ball that, from the description of the spell, you'll see the aurora of it. It seems to be kind of floating about.
What kind of magic is it?
Question. Illusion. Since you don't see anything normally, it's a good bet that whoever this thing is invisible, floating about with her.
So who's your friend?
Friend, I am here by myself.
No, you're not.
All you people want to come in here and steal my cauldron, you, and apparently fishermen as well. This is why I live by myself. The only thing you want is my stuff. Now leave.
I didn't want to steal it. I was offering to buy it, but
It is mine.
you know,
It shall forever be mine.
you're lying about the fact that there's not somebody else. They're hanging out right there, and he points directly at where that little magic bit was coming from.
Just a bit of magical companion, is it not?
I
Either
don't
way.
know.
Either way.
Is it a magic companion? Or are you trying to hide shit from us and then murder us? And then stick us in your pot? And then turn us into stew?
There is one solution for all of this. You leave, turn around. Don't come back. You don't have to worry about any of that, will you?
But that's not
what
as
are you
fun.
telling us?
What's in the passage to the west?
More caves. Another path to the frozen river. Suggest you actually go that way to leave. It is quicker.
See, we found evidence that the fishermen did come this way. We found their boat, we found their tracks, we found scrapes on the cliff. So they did come in here. And they would be hungry because they were drunk. And they would have come here to find your stew. So how could you not have seen them, yes? Ekaterina takes a step closer.
Kind of slams her staff down a bit. I'm tired of hearing any of this. Leave an old lady by herself.
Well, you know, if we can't find this fisherman, that's just going to lead more and more and more adventurers into your cave so that they can be found. And the others might not be as patient as we are, might see your pot and decide that it's easy enough just to take it by force.
Yeah, we are doing you a favor.
Our chef
When-
is very prescriptive.
As
They're not as- Oh,
as
sorry.
you say that, you hear a peculiar noise coming from the western passage. Actually, a loud banging and ringing, of course, with a short kind of yell. She looks off. Maud looks off to the side, then takes a few steps back. Like, you all in for it now? As the banging and loud
Just-
thumping can be heard.
In for what, Maud?
If I have the chance, I run back here just a little bit, kind of not cower, but cower behind Mivis, kind of his make sure his arm is between me and the sound.
Hey,
Alright.
don't mind me.
We're going to go ahead and roll initiatives here.
Thank you.
She takes a few steps back, kind of leaning against the wall. Ekaterina, as you approach closer to over here, you do notice something buried under the snow, but it is a bit not your concern at the moment, as you hear something loud pounding from the other room away.
Not like imprisoned fishermen, but something big.
Yeah, something big and strong.
Everyone, get ready. That is coming, Maud. And what
Probably
is
her
in that
boyfriend.
guitar pile?
Alrighty. So we'll go in order here, including the conversation as well. What you saying, Jay?
Something that needs a lot of food.
Considering the amount of food she makes every time, a good bet.
We could always just cook it a pizza. Order Domino's to go.
Yeah, I know not of what you speak, Blue Man.
Oh, that was something they had on the spaceship.
As your
I understand most of those words separately, but I cannot fathom what they mean together.
Yeah, Millie's just completely confused.
The mind flayers, when they took me into space, they had pizza.
as your friend is spouting absolute nonsense that makes you question his sanity, especially with the stuff he said earlier. Ison, you were the first to go. You hear the loud banging with the cracks of ice coming from your perspective, actually coming from over here. As most of your friends seem to take a bit of a defensive postures when they hear it.
All right, I'll take 2 shots at the witch.
Just shoot at her.
Yeah. Oh, I think I just get 1 actually.
We got a while before multi-attack.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm just crazy about this character or if I'm very excited, but I saw the name Frost Giant Skeleton come up, and the first thought that crossed my mind was, ooh, broth.
Bone broth.
Alrighty.
That's some good fond.
She is slightly around the corner here. She will have a little bit of cover from your attack unless you want to move first. Get a better angle at her. But you are allowed to just do so. And I have to refresh my page again. Scroll all the way down once more. Roll20 does not like things being pulled out on their own page anymore. So I'm gonna have to suffer with these multiple screens of uselessness at the moment. Alrighty. So, as this old lady kind of cowers in the corner, not looking ready to fight at all, and kind of gives you a bit of a sinister grin as you hear the large sound coming from the other way, Ison shoots past you all and actually hitting the old lady, dealing quite a bit of damage actually. She kind of shrieks out in pain, like, "Ah, stop! I have shown you no hostility! This is how you greet an old woman, I see how it is!" And we move on to Honey.
I don't think I can actually do anything yet. So I am just going to. Oh, I'm not on my selector tool. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am just going to get out of the way as fast as I possibly can. The harpies are still echoing in my memories, and I will end my turn.
Is there a problem, honey?
It sounds big.
Ah.
That happened after that. Alrighty. Ekaterina. Your friend shoots at Maud and she curses back at them as she kind of cowers a bit more into the corner. You still hear this, whoever it is off the facade, still kind of pounding.
Well, you know, my friend is a little impulsive. Ekaterina strides forward right to the pile where I thought I saw something and looks.
Alrighty. So you approach her, bend over and start digging out whatever it is in the snow. Is that what you're saying?
I'll kick at it. I'm not going to dig it out. I want to keep my eye on her, but I will kick at it.
Alright, you can do so as a free action. Go ahead and give me an investigation. Alrighty, you managed to kick some snow over what it was. You do see some... It looks like remains. You can't tell what they are. But possibly something she has cooked into her stew. Cannot tell what kind of remains these are, but yeah.
I turn to her and I glare at her with my blue dragon eyes. What is this?
The remains of the wolves you saw earlier.
How do you know we saw wolves earlier? Did you send them?
As in, one of the caves has wolves in it, absolutely filled with bones. You not run across it when you came in? Perhaps that is where your fishermen are, eaten by that wolf.
We found no bones, clothes, nor bodies, no remains. I am going to keep my eye on her and reach down with my free hand and pick out whatever it was that I just buried in the snow.
Alrighty. You pull out a long bone.
How long?
It's a few feet long. It is a longer bone.
This comes from no wolf. No wolf is this big.
You've not seen the size of those dire wolves. But I'm going to go ahead and say that's all we can have for this little interaction here.
That's fine, my turn. Is over.
Alrighty. Being accused and being approached, you do see a little bit of under her hood, and you see sickly gray skin. She will give you a death glare, and you will have to give me a wisdom saving throw. Alright. You see as he's tried to enchant you with some sort of magic that might have made you afraid, as you feel goosebumps run across your scaly skin, however you want to picture that on a lizard. But she tried to frighten you away, but you resisted the effects. You hear something pounding, and what it sounds like a lot of ice shattering, followed by the loud footfalls of a giant creature. They are starting to head your way. Rune, you don't don't see too clearly the interaction between these two over here, but you do hear the approaching creature.
From which way is this happening?
From your perspective, you hear it coming, noises coming from down here.
Oh, Mira was watching. Honey, Ethan might want to get some space. I'm not sure what's coming this way, but it does not sound pleasant. And Rune's going
Yes.
to settle in right here, and he's going to grab a hand axe. Get ready to yeet it at the first thing that shows up on his ice with a ready to action.
Alrighty. Mivis, still too far away to see what's going on over here. You do see her kind of glare down at Katerina as she pulls something suspect out of the snow.
Yeah,
You
Mivis
hear-
is just gonna.
Go ahead.
Mivis is gonna be a little cautious with all of this, but he's gonna assist in how he thinks he can with a little bit of a secret flame.
Alrighty, you just attacking her?
Yes.
Alrighty. Alright, she succeeds.
She's a little dexterous. I'm gonna go and just kind of hang out right here.
Alrighty. Faraday. Pretty much the same thing. You did recognize she tried to use some sort of fear spell on Ekaterina to try to get her to move
Yeah.
away.
She tried to attack, and she was the first one to do it, so therefore we have to fight back.
She wasn't the first one to attack, it was Icewind.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see anything. He is going to take out his little coil of wire, and he's going to put a charge through it, and it is going to shoot out a little bolt of sparkiness.
Need to hit.
And then duck into a corner, because corners are safe.
Alrighty, that does get another good solid hit on her. Alright, and the new round. New creature enters the battlefield. It's a Will-O-Wisp, a little ball of floating whatever it is. Around it, I think it's actually ephemeral. That's I like that. It's technically not here.
Isn't a will-wisp technically undead? Wouldn't the paladin have discovered that?
It wasn't technically there at the moment. It was 60 feet away anyway, but yeah. Stays rather back. But it will peer out. Because the nonsense only happens that one turn to use it, isn't it?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, and you were just at the edge and it was further back. Let's see.
And she did detect as evil.
When it reveals itself, a magical light kind of emanates from it, lighting this whole area up. And Ekaterina, you do see that these are the remains of a human, and you see Maud's true form. Which there is a bit of a handout here.
Dun dun dun. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Damn.
We've had that fresh little scene of her putting the fisherman in her stew if you had not taken that short rest, but either way, still sparked a bit of interest during roleplay. But the will-o-wisp, looking to defend its master, will it'll move through you slightly, sort of dancing around you a bit, examining you now they can see you not in darkness. Seeing that you and your party are attacking it, it shall try to shock you. It will miss. As it walks, tries to touch you, and a bit of spark kind of emanates from it to you. Just kind of wasn't strong enough to connect, so just see a bit of lightning roll across your armor. Yep. Nice. And you see the true hideous form of Maud Chiselbane. Alright, and you doing another attack that does hit. This is, in fact, a hag. For those of you who know what kind of creatures these are. Typically very strong spellcasters when they are in a coven. This one is not.
Nice ladies hardly ever sit in the forest with a cauldron and giggle.
Alright, honey. You too see the horrid form of Maud. As she seems ready to fully fight you now and retaliate against these attacks.
Okay, honey, you look into this. She takes a deep breath, reaches into her bag. You can't see what it is, but she shoves it in her mouth. And with that food, I'm going to be casting False Life on myself. I am going to be casting it, I guess, through this until I can correct my stuff. So that is 6. I will add 6 temporary hit points.
Minnie, this is no time for eating. Danger is about.
It's always time for eating.
So I was like, what the blue one is saying, so thoughts.
Katerina, seeing the true horde form right next to you is a bit of a shock. Kind of takes you a step back. Give me a wisdom save.
And that one's not as good.
You are frightened of it as you see this sea hag and all of its rows of teeth. This, which you were expecting to be just some sinister old lady, turned to be some horrid, nightmarish creature. You are now frightened.
Do I have to run away, or do I just not get to move any closer?
You're already next to it. You can't move any closer. It is just the frightened condition. But basically, while you are within line of sight of it, basically while you can see it, you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. And you can't move any closer to it, but you're already kind of right there next to it.
Evil bitch! And I'm going to hit the will-o-wisp.
Gonna hit the will-o-wisp, you said? Alright. You do not hit it. Holy crap. I just looked at this. You seem to hit it, swing at it. Thanks, you're playing with it and kind of does a twirl around your mace as you swing by it. This thing is very quick and hard to hit. It is a very tiny creature.
That's fine. As I miss it, I make sure to spin all the way around so that I face her again.
Alrighty.
I can't get closer, but I'm not moving away.
Alrighty. Seeing as her tricks can't really affect you too much, She will. She has to do something. So she will try and target your friend Mivis here. Mivis, give me a wisdom saving throw. No, actually, it will have to be you, Katrina. I'm sorry. Give me another wisdom.
You got it.
Ooh. Maybe. DC 11, yep. So you made it, actually.
What did I make?
Now that you were frightened, she tries to scare you to actual death. And you manage to resist the effect. While frightened, she can do something to you that might actually kill you. And she does... What else does she do? She does nothing else. She only has that, basically that one thing. And that is her turn. As you hear the thunderous footfalls of this other creature. It's quite fast, actually.
Oh god.
They'll move to here, reach the corner of this little Y intersection. You hear it here, and down through here, and it dashes. And the footfalls grow quieter here, but you hear more loudly down here. For those of you to the south. And for those of you who see it, see not a large, but a huge creature standing 15 foot tall, occupying the space about 15 by 15. This is a humongous, giant little skeleton. Comes marching down these stairs. Rune, the footfalls grow quieter here, but you hear them more loudly down south, as it seems to have taken a turn from where it was coming from.
So if I understood that correctly, it's sounding like it's coming from this way now?
Yeah, it's coming from the south now.
Ah, hells. Rune is gonna come darting down here, and he's going to see Ekaterina over here already entangled everything else, and this whatever the fuck running into the room, and so he's going to take the dash action, get out into the midst of things to try to kind of intercept our large friend there.
Squish.
Gonna slide to a stop in the midst of the room and brace my shield. And then I'm going to... Oh, I can't do that yet. I was going to action surge to try to make a dodge action, but I guess I'm just going to stand here and gulp and hope I don't die. Ekaterina, I suggest a swift relocation. And I guess I'm gonna turn there, because, yeah, see how that goes.
Alrighty. Mivis, you end your turn within 30 feet of this thing. Make a wisdom save.
Okay.
I didn't even realize there was something going on with that.
So, you, the unveiling of this creature is a very shocking sight to behold, especially, just looking upon it, being close to it, getting a good look at it, basically. You, become disgusted a bit, but you manage to keep your wits about you. You are not affected by it.
Well, this does not look good, you guys. That big old bone pile, and then this creepy old lady.
And I'm just gonna try to cast Sacred Flame on her again.
Alrighty.
Watchers get this one.
No, this will be the one she succeeds on. I mean, she fails on. Sure was.
1 damage. Damn.
Alright, do you want to move or anything?
Oh yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near that big thing.
Corner,
All right.
right? Yes.
Araday, it is your go. You hear the thunderous footfalls of something crushing the steps under its foot as it walks down.
All right. Faraday finds a rock near Maud, locates the iron inside of it, and increases the magnetism of it, and then launches it towards her, through her, and over to our good friend the skeleton. We'll see who it hits first, because they are definitely within 90 feet of each other. Yep. So Faraday casts Catapult.
Alrighty. Flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in a direction. An object weighing 1 to 5 pounds within range. Up 60 feet, so yeah. Basically, possibly a bit of equipment, or maybe a bit of iron that one of the fishermen were carrying that she's standing near. You launch it out from under her and towards the frost giant. Let's see.
So she gets to make a save, and if she manages to save, then it goes for the giant and he gets to make a save.
Alrighty. Your spell save, it's down at the bottom. She fails, actually.
Alrighty then.
That is a good amount of damage, too. Alrighty. You deal quite a hefty blow to her. Does not kill her, but she is looking very, very poor.
Keep beating up on the old lady, because that's what adventurers do. Beat on the elderly.
The elderly that eats people.
Yep. As the start of the new round comes through, and she drops to next to nothing health, she'll actually fall to her knees and say, "Stop! Stop! I yield! I surrender! I'll give you what you want! Take the cauldron! Spare me, and I will give you rewards!" She falls to her knees and holds her hands up, surrendering. Ison, it's your go. There's still this mountainous thing you're hearing approaching.
This trickery. We shall bind her quickly. I'll just call out and hold my shot. If she does anything strange, I'll fire.
Alrighty. You're holding your action. Sounds good. Honey, it is your go. Maud has surrendered. You still see the giant, whatever it is, over here.
I approach to about there. I take out a flask of, you know what, let's go with vegetable oil. And I will use my last spell slot to cast Grease.
Alrighty.
It 10 foot square centered on a point. So if I could have the square here.
It's a good thing you're using vegetable oil.
and worried about the cholesterol of the frost giant.
So, like right there.
A little closer towards myself. Just yeah, perfect. Just to make
Alright.
that hallway more of a choke point.
Alrighty.
Trapping the fighters. I like.
Couldn't
your
you have done
thinking.
this over there?
Alrighty. Ekaterina, Maud has surrendered. The will-o-wisp still seems defensive of its master.
What is
But,
the giant? Is the giant skeleton still attacking?
It brandishes its great axe
Oh, Chris.
with a it is a giant thing with a giant great axe. It looks like it could cleave you in two easily with a very good solid hit. It does not seem to be of any kind of mind, and it is coming at you.
It'll be easier to put you in the pot that
Yeah.
way.
It raises its axe as it comes to you.
It would be better to take you back to serve justice.
Yes, could always use another person to burn.
This is no time to feel betrayed. Just fight.
I have no time to bind you, so I'm gonna breathe fire on him.
Alrighty. As you start to attack, she'll just say, "I'll tell you the whereabouts of treasure!"
And
Oh,
I
fuck.
suck fire back in.
Wow.
That you speak of. And
I know
grab
the
her-
location of the White Lady's Oh, go ahead.
I grab her by the scruff of the neck as I say this.
I know the location of the White Lady's treasure. Spirit of the Lake. Loch Donashire.
Excellent. We will have this from you later. Call off your pet.
I'm the one who froze him in the ice. I have no control over him.
Then why is he here now?
I
Then you
undid
are-
my spell.
I see. I will grab her by the scruff of the neck, like I said, and I will use my move to drag her over here with me.
Alright, it'll be half movement if you're carrying somebody. She, of course, does not resist your grapple attempt or you dragging her. So, there we go.
To prove your faith, you will aid us. And that's my turn.
Alrighty. She looks a little terrified of you dragging her to the skeleton. She doesn't look confident in her abilities to affect it, but she will call her little will-o-wisp away to stop attacking. Frost Giant will look to all of you. Seems to be picking out its target.
I'm going to do my best to kind of provoke it, I guess. Banging my shield with my hand axe because I think that's what I'm holding right now and everything. All right, big boy, come here.
It actually can't reach Maud, so it will only choose between you two. Alrighty. Shall move to here, actually.
Oh boy.
Right there. Willingly stepping between the both of you. It will raise its giant great axe.
Why are you coming this way, Katerina?
It will do its first attack on Ekaterina,
Oh, it's first attack.
landing a hit. And it downs you.
Wah.
It will use its second attack to hit Rune. Does a 16 hit you, Rune?
No, it does not. I blocked that right on my big boy shield.
Yes. As it's a little off of balance after almost one-shotting Ekaterina, almost slicing her directly in half. It overestimated its strength and tries to upswing you, missing as you kind of parry it.
I'm just gonna put my shield in my gut and probably get thrown up into the ground and land on my face before I push myself back up. I have that bruise in the morning. All right, let's look at the situation here.
Maud did cover herself, used her action to cover her appearance, so you don't have to make the wisdom save from being close to her frightful appearance.
It's a huge creature, right?
It is a huge creature.
All right.
Am I still holding my action then? Is that?
Yes. Maud did not attack Ekaterina. She is actually being drugged by her. She has done nothing hostile. She's actually done a little bit to help you guys.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So Ekaterina's like cut in half. Actually, that's pretty wild. Okay. What's going on with this pot? How big is this in the middle here? How much of a obstacle is it?
It is about 5 feet tall, actually. It is a bit of an obstacle.
What's the floor look like beneath this guy's feet?
It is solid ground, rock, with a lot of snow and ice on it.
I'm going to. Oh, I cannot disengage and do something.
Does not seem to have good solid footing, whereas all of you have crampons. It does not.
I'm going to move adjacent to this pot and just basically try to like knock it over at his feet. Try to turn the ground into like hot slush and water running over the rock, basically is my goal there.
Alrighty. It does weigh 40 pounds. Probably need both your hands to do so, but won't you give me a strength check to see how effective
Yeah.
you are?
I'll happily just chuck my axe towards like Mivis vaguely into the wall or something, and then just try to like throw my shoulder into it behind the shield. I don't know if it's hot or not, so I'm gonna use the shield as kind of like a buffer, so I shove into it. Just
It is warm, but it's still a slush, like you say.
A straight strength check.
Yeah. Or an athletics if you want to give one. Either way.
Rune's such a fucking bod.
Alright, we will just say...
I try to huck that thing right at his kneecaps, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, we'll just say you have the effects of a grease that spell there for a little bit. Till it, turns the rest. So we will go ahead and...
Then I'm going to, with the pot, presumably, is it okay to walk through these tiles here?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna just kind of, after the gunk, I'm gonna like kick it, and I'm gonna like run around to this side. And
It does fall to one knee, it does slip down.
Then I'm gonna try to kind of protect Ekaterina's, like, what is left of her body there, I guess, as she's like bleeding out, so that this thing doesn't finish her off. I don't really have much of a chance here, so if a lot of you could figure things out and at least grab Ekaterina and make a run for it, that would be splendid. I doubt this is going to last much longer.
Alright, Mivis, it is your go.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay, well, hopefully she can get up with this.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Good call.
Woohoo! Down and up in one combo.
All I'm saying is things could have turned badly there if that specific events did not happen, but you are prone on the ground at Katerina as you wake up after taking a very serious heavy blow. The great axe flattened you along with its blade, almost cutting you in two. Feeling this thing's strength, if it lands a hit, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to so much worry about it downing you, more of killing you in one hit.
Right.
That is dangerous. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame at it.
You do, two of you are closer, and you do notice that it is still mostly covered in ice. It is brittle bones. Alrighty. Dex. It succeeds.
Damn it.
Shot right through its rib cages.
Missed everything.
You like to move? Go ahead. You have 30 feet of movement. But Faraday thing is particularly deadly looking. All right, you
Aims
hit.
for the axe seems to be more effective. Shooting metal with electricity.
All right, you do hit it. You see lightning kind of follow after the radiant bolt, but yours kind of spreads out a bit and gets a good solid hit on it. We get to the will-o-wisp.
Not that I want to push you guys to do anything in particular, but it's probably not a bad idea to leave that thing alone and get the heck out of here.
I agree with that assessment. My arm, I think, may be broken from blocking that extra.
The will-o-wisp seems particularly excited seeing a downed player for a moment. You see Maud kind of wave its hand away to not do what it was going to do, but has a particular connection with the dead and those who are close to dying. Which is probably why it hangs around Maud. But seeing that this thing is something Maud has fought in the past, it will come to it, actually exist in its rib cage, flap into its rib cage, and try to shock it from within. As it deals a little bit of lightning damage to it, not a great amount, but it seems particularly pleased with itself as it kind of weaves itself in and out. Ison. It is your go. Thing has brittle bones, and it is also. No, we won't consider it that way. That is a good solid hit. You land on it. You hit it, particularly fleshy part of it, and deal full damage to it. You all have landed some good blows on it. It still looks like it's good and ready to go. Honey, it is your go.
I am going to step up. I'm going to step back a bit. Pull out my frying pan, kind of put it up between myself and the guy, and take the dodge action. And that's all I'm going to do.
Alrighty. Katerina, you let go of Maud. She is, and you are prone on the ground. She did not seem to, well, she couldn't really had enough time to flee, honestly, but see her little will-o-wisp actually helping you. She seems ready to kind of flee a bit herself.
I advise departure, friend.
I look at Maud. Good choice. And I stand up.
Alright, standing up will take half your movement.
Well, let's see here. I can either hit it or I can grab Maud and run. But I can only move 15 feet, so...
Whatever you do, I'd advise disengage action.
It is prone, so you do have advantage on your melee attacks.
Or disadvantage on
And
running
it's
away.
brittle bones.
This
So
is
if
the
I...
text.
Yeah, and it's brittle bones, so if I hit it hard enough with my flail...
Oof. You know what they say though, 2 times 0 is still 0.
It's true.
I believe in you.
Having your flail, you do recognize that its bones are still halfway frozen. Hitting them would be like shattering ice.
Right. And the question is, would the fire do more damage? No, I think it'll probably save versus fire. I am gonna hit it. I'm gonna take one swing at it before I run.
Yeah, give it a whack.
That is a hit. That is a good, solid blow. It is... As your attack hits, it capsizes part of its ribcage and it cascades, colliding with other parts. Your attack was particularly effective, meaning you hit it with double damage. And
Yes.
it looks like your good serious blow. There was a term to describe it. It would be bloodied if it had blood.
I will run over here, and I'm gonna try and grab Maud and drag her with me.
It will get an attack opportunity against you. It will be at advantage because it's prone, but
Disadvantage.
yeah, I mean disadvantage.
Oh!
I don't want that. Instead, can I move around to the other side of it, staying within its range so I don't get an attack opportunity?
Oh, definitely. It is a huge creature, actually. It's 2 sizes above you. You can actually move through it.
Oh, it's not terrifying at all.
It is that big.
Figure if I'm on the other side of the room, it has to choose one or the other.
Guys, I think we found the right material for a new tent. Now we just need skin.
Well, there is bits of skin hanging off it as well as armor scraps.
Oh, well in that case it's perfect.
Maud will actually flee back to the corner here. Let's see. Yeah. It can't actually do anything. So that'll be its turn. All of its attacks are based off whether she can frighten you first. And her frighten is in an AoE. That thing is also undead. Everything she's done, you feel wouldn't be effective against an undead skeleton. However, she trapped it the first time, you're not sure. She's particularly frightened of it now that it's aware of her. Alright. We move on to the frost giant skeleton.
Oh, goodness gracious.
One creature can see within 60 feet. It is not happy that this ball of light is inside of it. It will use its freezing stare, a particularly ranged attack, but it will try to stare at this will-o-wisp. That's right, this thing has a ranged attack.
Did it stand back up?
Yeah, we'll stand back up.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter if it does at the beginning or end, but as you see ice magic kind of draws upon the ice that's stuck to it, making its bones brittle as it shoots a glare out of its eyes into its own chest cavity at this thing. And you see a a large amount of magic, really powerful magic, as it smashes into this creature. Let's do a Constitution. Oh, it fails. No, it succeeded. It misses the will-o-wisp. An attack spell, actually. So let's see what the. That's right. A little wisp is a hard little fucker to hit. It will just barely miss the will-o-wisp, even though it landed a good, fast, quick hit that's hard to dodge. It still managed to dodge it. This will-o-wisp is very hard to hit, as it proves with this powerful magic attack that actually freezes the soup underneath it. Rune, it is your go.
Oh dear. Okay. Going to attack it with my sword.
That is a hit.
I'm going to goad it as well.
Alright. Click the longsword name, that little box, to do the
I
damage
think I
roll.
messed up. Here, I'm just going to throw another longsword in check. I think I broke it by putting it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, 5 damage. So 8 damage total. I'm going to move towards Ekaterina and just sort of basically swap places with her, as long as she doesn't oppose that action.
Yeah, we can. Oh, okay.
You go over there. God, it's my square now, and that puts Macy at 20.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Going to circle and clang on my shield to get its attention as it's like flailing at its own chest as it's dealing with the wisp as well. I just don't want it to attack Ekaterina or go after our less adorned friends in armor.
It actually rolled a 1 to resist that. Alright. It is properly goaded. As it looks to you, its battle axe in hand, its attention off this will-o-wisp. It seems ready to strike. Mavis, it is your go.
Well, all right. See how everything is turning around, and going to take out my crossbow. For whatever reason, I'm going to try and see if I hit it with it. Aiming at the big dude.
You do not hit it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I shouldn't be using this thing. I'm just going to put it away.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess that is right. You do have proficiency, but no stat to use it with. All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty awful with it. He's just hanging out with it.
Looking to you, getting you something wisdom-based. Alrighty. Faraday, it is your go. It seems Ekaterina's massive hit on this creature has inspired everyone to continue their assault.
So question, or a couple questions actually.
Mm-hmm.
How high above the head of this thing is the roof of this little cave? And does the cave roof look loose?
It is... let's see. It is pretty tall, high up. This whole cave seems to be part of this over here as well. It is about 60 feet in the sky. The roof is. It does stand about 15 feet tall, but there's nothing particular to kind of knock down if that's what you're getting at.
No, I was actually thinking of causing a cave-in, but it depends on how loose the earth is.
Well, you have seen back here there's breaks where ice has formed to let light through. So, might be able to accomplish something.
Alright, well, let's go for it then. Faraday gets close enough so that he can cast. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the roof then, right above where the skeleton's at, he is going to increase the density of the rocks to a point where they fall down and crash onto the skeleton by casting this.
Alrighty. It's your second level spell, I believe. Your second spell. Let's see what it does.
So not exactly using it as intended, but using it on the ceiling of this cave to collapse it on top of this thing.
Basically a
And
large
possibly our other friends.
boulder. Let's see. What would a boulder hit for?
Dropping from 60 feet's a good long time to accelerate.
I think it would make sense to use the fall damage calculator, like as if you hit the rock falling from 60 feet.
Would that be 66?
Yeah, so that might be a good estimate. So it's 15 feet, 60, so 50, 45. Falls 45 before it hits it, so we'll just say 50. Fall damage is a D6.
Yeah.
D6 for each 10, so roll a 5d6. Alrighty. So the boulder, part of the roof collapsed.
Rolls for me.
Well, they're about a little below average, not much. About 15 would have been average, so just a little below. So there is not actually that much of a gap between the ceiling and what's above it. You do make a boulder fall through, a large-sized boulder. Rune and Ekaterina, you are both covered with a layer of dust and can't see for a little bit as you don't know what's going on. You see the roof collapsing above you as a boulder falls and hits this creature. Will deal bludgeoning, which is particularly nasty because it is, of course, has brittle bones. Your attack hits. Well, it's actually, we'll give it a dex. We'll just give it a dex versus your spell save. It succeeds, so it will take half. But it has got brittle bones, so we'll actually just take the damage as intended. You'll half, but it's vulnerable to your bludgeoning. Alrighty. It's the Will-O-Wisp turn. I guess it should get a save too. If this thing, it failed. Holy hell.
Dances out of the weapons, gets squished by a rock.
Listen, it has a +10 to Dex. It failed.
Ouch.
Not happy that it just got hit. Will actually fly out and return to Maud's side now that she's no longer in danger. If it could glare at you Faraday, it would. But it will try to shock it on its way out. That is a hit for quite a bit of lightning damage, actually. This frost giant skeleton is not looking good. So we return to Ison's turn. This fight has taken a really odd turn. You seem to be pulling ahead.
Beat him up. Get him while he's down. There's like 3 of you before he tries to clobber my brains out. Come on.
That is a hit. I don't think you all have missed this thing. Oh, except Mivis that one time. It does not look too good as you land a good solid hit on it.
I'll move in as well.
Alright, as Ison moves in, it is your go, honey.
Seeing its back turn to me now, Honey will run up, and in that the discus throwing motion, take her ladle and fling some mysterious liquid to deal a single point of damage if he fails a dexterity save.
Succeeds.
Okay.
At 1 point of damage would have been hurtful if it decided to take it.
Oh! That will be my turn then.
Katerina, it is your go. There's nothing left to distract it. It does seem ready to strike you all down now.
Katerina wipes the dust out of her eyes and swings her flail at it.
Alrighty. Yeah, both of you are covered in a layer of dust as it now sits in front of you with its foot on the boulder that hit it. That is a hit. And for double damage. Not as powerful as your last one, but still a good solid hit regardless.
And I will move over here so we can be hitting it from 2 sides.
Alrighty. Come back to Maud, who has doing nothing. She can't do anything to actually aid in this fight. It is odd that you all have realized what she is, but has yet to cast a single spell. She seems to be doing things off her natural abilities rather than any sort of spells, which seems particularly odd to all of you. But it is the Frost Giant's turn. And, properly goaded, it will attack you, Rune.
Give me all you got, you bastard.
Do a great axe attack.
For the good axe insurance, so I could have taken the dodge action as well.
Alrighty, it rolls a 20 to hit.
No, that hits. Oh, it's AC on the dot.
Yep. It downs you.
Oh boy.
Once again, almost one-shotting you.
Gets yeeted into a wall. I think I can take.
Basically, you notice something particular odd now that you've seen it strike down 2 people. It is trying to cleave you in 2, but it's trying to leave you alive. So, it does down you, but it's not, basically striking non-lethally, which is odd for a evil skeleton. Shall turn around and do its second attack, which should be at disadvantage against... I'm reading that right, because it's still probably goated, isn't it?
Let me see. I'm incapacitated now, so.
Until the end of your next turn.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. My limp corpse on the ground there is still pissing him off.
Yeah. It is a bit distracted and is unable to focus entirely on its next attack, which will be at our lizard friend at disadvantage. Rolls a 17. Does that hit you, Ekaterina?
No, it does not.
Alrighty.
Hey.
Alright, it lands its attack straight onto the ground. It's barely missing you. The attack that lands is very heavy and massive. It would have killed you if it hit you.
I got you, Ekaterina.
And Rune, you get to make a death save.
Hey, I'm about it.
Once
Oh,
again.
shit.
Alright, you have
My
one
first
in the
death save,
bad.
actually.
Yep. So, death saves, for those who are unfamiliar, there's actually a button on your character sheets. Anything below 10 and below, or I think it's actually 9 and below,
Yeah, 9 below.
is a fail. Anything 10 and above is success. A crit 20 gets you up with 1 HP. Otherwise, if you succeed 3 times, you're unconscious for a number of hours. If you crit fail, you immediately get 2 failed death saves. So if you failed one already and you crit fail, it means you die. Until you can be stabilized, healed, or anything of the sort. Mavis,
And
it is your
that's why
go.
we let the armored people go first.
Yeah. Mavis, it is your go.
All right, I can see. I saw Rune go down, right?
Through the pot, through the stew, and through the bones of the skeleton, you heard Mavis, you heard Rune take a particularly nasty hit as he's cut off mid-sentence.
Oh no! Uh-oh. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and try to make my way over there, but I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame at that giant skeleton as well.
Alrighty. Succeeds. I don't think Sacred Flame is your spell.
Yeah, I guess not. And I'm just gonna hang out right here.
Alrighty. Faraday. Sane seems particularly resistant to spells. And a crit. You hit it for a good solid 7 damage of lightning damage. Odd thing to have resistance to.
Well, it's all I got left. I
not
guess I
resist-
could tickle it with a mage hand, but that's about it. Or do you
is it-
guys want it to be flavored like cotton candy?
I mean, it's not resistant to it. I'm just saying lightning is an odd thing to have resistance to. It's a good cantrip. Alrighty. You wish to move or do anything else?
Duck into cover behind the wall. I'm
Alrighty.
just gonna leave my token there so I could actually see, though.
The Will-O-Wisp approaches you, Mavis. It seems particularly defensive. Basically warning you not to step closer to its master mod. It will hold its action. If you do anything to mod, it will attack. Ison, it is back to your go. One of your friends have just been struck down. Katarina very barely avoided a blow that would drop it again. great club, and that is a hit. That is a hit. That is particularly effective bludgeoning damage against this thing. Hit it, it's a good solid blow. It is... An arm has fallen off of it, as well as most of its face and jaw. It is barely standing by a few whatever fibers is left. It is wobbling and woozing.
That's a great call.
Sure is, honey. This thing is about to die.
I hear the DJ is really good there.
Gonna make my way up to it. And as a last, ditch effort, I will try to hit it with my frying pan.
Go ahead. This will be great. But you miss.
Well, good luck, Katerina.
You hit part of its armor where you thought there might be bone behind it, but it's already been knocked away. Katerina, it is your go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let's see. 14 is its IC. That is a hit.
Take another 8.
Don't even need to roll damage there. Only had 2 health left. How do you kill this thing?
I raise my flail high over my head with my shield on my other arm in front, and I scream at the ceiling in Draconic. You have no idea what I'm saying. And I hit it as hard as I can, as high up as I can, trying to scatter the bones everywhere.
Alrighty. And that kills it. You see Maud, in the back, actually a bit surprised you managed to take it down. With this brute force.
I'm gonna run over to Rune and see if I can't pull his body towards the healer.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we were still in initiative, because if not, I was just gonna go to Rune.
Yeah, they're between all of you. Yeah, we're not initiative, but Rune is still dying. How would y'all... You have a friend lying and bleeding out on the floor? Alright, that actually works. You stabilize him.
Oh, 20 not updating.
I stabilize him with giving him a couple little smacks. Rune! Rune! We go.
Can you not do that? Oh, I was already hit hard enough.
Yeah. Why don't you roll me a D4, Mr. Rune?
I don't want to. D4 scared me. 1 second. I had to reload because nothing was updating my roll 20, so I'm logging back in right now. There we go.
I think it's a D4 or D6, one of the two. Alright. You are unconscious for 2 hours.
Yeah, boy.
So you're no longer bleeding. If you can restore his health in any way, he will stand back up. But until then, he is unconscious. He's no longer in danger of dying, though.
I will reach out and put my hand on him and heal him for 5 points.
Oh.
Alrighty.
That's a rush.
Steady.
And then I'm instantly going to use freaking second wind before something punches me in the face. This Rune hops to his feet and wipes some blood off his chin. He's like, "Oh, good to go. Never better, really."
Well,
job,
that
Rune.
was fun. The most excitement I've had in a long time.
Again, hits what I do.
Glad we
Oh,
could
come
entertain.
on, game.
Glad we could entertain. Now, Maud.
She seems a little spooked by you. Ah, yes. You can take the cauldron as promised. I will not resist you.
Abandon. We only sort of want the cauldron, since you told us what it does. However, you have some crimes to answer for, and I pull one of the human bones from the pile.
And you also said something about treasure.
Ah, yes, treasure, yes. If you... People dying and being eaten out here is no new news. People die out in this wilderness all the time.
Do I recognize anything in these human remains that say they might be fresh or from the fishermen or like a fish hook or something like that?
You do see bones. There is some gear kind of laying about that's kind of buried. Just the basic standard cold weather gear. You do see blood on the ground, kind of buried there where she pulled them apart. Blood you would have known that is fresh, so possibly within the last few days. She'll just say, I'm not the only one eating people out here. Must flavor the stew somehow. But if you let me go, I will show you to the treasure of the White Lady. I know its whereabouts.
But
I have
only if I get
problems
to
with
keep
this.
your friend too.
I have problem with this. What think you? And I look back at the party.
Honey looks up from trying to place the large bones into the large cauldron. Yes, that sound. I think we should hear her out. Any more treasure would be of good use.
Rune looks dazed and utterly confused as he's just like walking around a little bit. Might have a mild concussion. He's just sort of vibing right now.
Look, we were paid to figure out what happened to the fishermen. We successfully have done that. Bringing her to justice is not what we were being contracted for.
Right, yes, of course, but she has committed a crime. Killing individuals, eating them. This is
Are
not
any of you a
acceptable.
town's guardsman?
Yes, we cannot allow her to kill more people.
Well,
Rune?
Exactly.
I used to be a guardsman. I know people.
I'm pretty sure you're all adventurers now. You get paid for a job, and you do the job.
Did you not
Going
need a
above
guardsman?
and beyond does not pay you more.
Oh, okay. I'm not thinking a guardsman is needed for this, so I'm gonna look elsewhere.
We will take. We should take the cauldron and just leave her here. From my experience, that's maybe a more fitting justice than bringing her into town to get burnt on some fire. You know, her crime is eating. Should she not starve to death?
She is evil. She will kill again.
That's not my business until somebody pays me to take care of that too.
Well, your opinion is not needed then in this conversation. I say,
I will not share the treasure location if you turn me in.
We're not gonna turn you in. The paladin just has to get their little bit out, and then they'll realize they want stuff too.
I worry more about my soul.
Don't worry, there's no such thing as his souls, as he's looking at this wisp that's floating around.
It seems
I'm going
And
to.
did the mind flayers tell you this?
They told me everything I needed to know about the world.
I'm going to.
Probe.
look around in the pile and see if there are more fresh remains. Is this more than one person? Are there like 4 skulls or 3 skulls? Is this our people?
Yes, there are the remains of 4 people here. And you know
So
there
we
were
are
4
looking
fishermen.
for- We are looking for 4. This is fresh blood, and these are 4 people. What say you?
Ah, they
Dead
wandered
bodies.
into my cove and died.
Dead bodies don't create this much blood.
They didn't simply die. It seems as if you murdered them and then you ate them.
You have no evidence to prove that.
You're
it
on the
m-
wrong side, Faraday.
Does not really matter. I am not of one of your races. I am a hag. I am actually a hag without a coven. Must do all that I can to survive out in this world. It's not like there are creatures out there to hunt, to eat. A meal walked itself into my lair, and I partaked.
Not that I am particularly fond of the idea of punishing you, but to admit to your adversaries that you do not have any allies was probably not the best idea. You see, a hag only has her power from her coven, so where are you now? And she kind
You
of just
couldn't
gives
hang
her,
out.
The lost treasure of a wealthy noble.
The
Let's get to a
treasure
vote
will
then.
be there whether you are living or not. Eventually, it will be found.
In favor of
They have
killing
been
the hag,
Go ahead.
say so. Otherwise, we will let it go. Let's
They've
vote.
been searching for almost a decade for that treasure, but only I know its location, thanks to she kind of points to the will-o-wisp.
Katerina steps up. She looks at the will-o'-the-wisp, unless if it had eyes, she would be looking it in the eye to let it know she was not going to attack. And she holds her hand up above Maud, and she says, "In the name of the light, do you swear to turn over a new leaf? Do you swear not to kill any people anymore? Dead bodies you may have, but no killing our folk."
They attack me. I cannot promise nothing, but I shall move further away from the 10 towns, further into the reach. No
Would this
sane
suit all of
person.
you?
Why are we letting her go?
Because she's weak and pitiful,
There's
And not
no
gonna eat
reason
again.
not to.
and as a paladin, I want to feel like I've redeemed her soul or whatever.
Upheld your oath.
If that suits you, then go for it.
Blinded by the whispers this hag states in front of you, all of you should be ashamed.
I'm not gonna try to fight my way through
Yes,
anyone else to
yes,
kill
very,
anyone else.
very ashamed. Yes, they're very, very ashamed. But I'd rather be ashamed with treasure than dead.
That sounds good to me too, and I'm not exactly sure why I need to be ashamed. It's not my problem.
So, you will move farther away. You will not disturb anyone from the 10 towns. You will not attack us. You will be different. Da or niet?
Trust me, nothing travels out to the spine of the world.
I do not
No
know.
one from 10 towns can survive the trip, not with all those undead roaming about.
Mayhap they will get you without a coven. I do not like this.
If you're agonizing over it, just kill her.
We
Not
have
exactly
sent
a
her
good
out.
creature, clearly.
Yeah, I know she is evil.
And then kill her, if you're gonna kill her. If not, stop griping about it. You're making my headache worse. The do or don't. Getting caught up in the details. Once she walks out of the cave, whatever she's gonna do, you have no say or rhyme on. She can wander over the next 10 towns, set up again, and get all ready to go, or wander off this forsaken snow shithole and go plague some little town someplace, or she might just walk off and eat squirrels for the rest of her life as she freezes to death in a hole someplace. Whichever way she goes, you're not gonna know. So you can just let her go, or you can kill her. Getting caught in the middle is just not your job.
I am of little threat without a coven, and once the 10 towns learns of my location, I'll be forced to move away.
This is true. Mayhap I will hold you to your promise. And I turn her around and I tie her hands. You will come with us. We will plead your case. You helped us. You will have time to change your ways.
I will leave as soon as I step out this cave, and my little friend here will show you the location of the treasure. He's the one who knows where it's at.
Can we keep him?
You can try. It is a lost spirit. Not to address it as anything other than such.
Well, then we shall come up with a name for him.
Okay, Bob. Show us the way.
I fear we will regret this decision.
By the way, if we find any more hags, where should we send them to meet you? Because you need to have a coven. It's just not fair not to have one.
Wait, what?
Yes, we take her with us. I've already bound her hands.
My coven starved before we managed to finish this item.
Did you eat them too?
Oh, they were already dead.
The dwarves probably tasted better, right?
Can we just kill her? Like, is that so hard?
It's not cannibalism for me. Well, the sea hags
Why are
were,
you
but
guys all murderers? You're
That-
supposed to be like some sort of holy man.
I'm a
Some
guard.
sort of-
I'm not even a guard anymore. I'm just doing my own thing, and she seems like not a good person, or whatever she is. She's just trying to justify eating people by claiming it wasn't cannibalism because she's not actually a human or something. That's just messed up.
Have you ever
See,
been hungry?
Have you ever been hungry enough that you would eat anything?
Yes, the next time I'm out
Sometimes you just
starving in the
gotta
plateau, I
what
don't
you
want to
gotta
wonder
eat.
if she's just gonna sneak up and eat me behind my back. That's just messed up.
That is
Well,
why we take her with us.
at least you'll know if you taste good then.
Can I holler back to 10 towns so they can burn her properly, I suppose. Could always use extra kindling.
She doesn't deserve to be burned.
Then give her the mercy of
I-
the Swift Sword. Y'all are really just trying to pick the best of every situation here, and you're not gonna get it. I'll be
alright.
practical around these parts sometimes.
I'm getting impatient myself. Either kill me or let me go. You let me go, my friend will show you to the treasure.
Faraday comes over, pulls out a knife, and cuts the vines. Just go.
Ugh. I'm just gonna walk up the stairs.
Alright.
We will not let her go. No.
Bye.
Alrighty. So as you make your way back through the cave, whichever way you decide to exit, there is no more trouble. Through one of the caves you came in through, one of the entrances, you do hear the slight howl of a wolf. But at the entrance to the cave, she'll turn to you and just say, "Am I free to go? I will head further into the spine of the world, as promised."
Yeah, We'll see you later. I'll keep the murder hobos off you for a little bit.
And she'll start to walk off, and she'll motion for the will-o-wisp to kind of stay back. And it stays
are
with you
taking-
reluctantly. What?
We are taking the cauldron, right?
Oh yeah, that is...
Gifted.
The cauldron is there, and it does, And she did promise you a bit of a reward as well. Upon exiting, she gives you... What does she have? She did have something, didn't she? No, the cauldron was her biggest thing. But she has promised you the location of the, The location of the
treasure.
The treasure chests. The, secret treasure hunter's been coming after her for a long time. White Lady's treasure of Loch Ashir. White Lady's lost lake. Yeah, whatever. And the will-o-wisp will follow you to your boats and start to head out into the lake. It'll wait for you to follow. But the cauldron is rather heavy. It does actually weigh 40 pounds, and it is a large-sized kind of a cauldron. It will be hard to carry around by yourself.
Can we turn it on its side and roll it?
You can. It'll still be a little bit difficult. Probably take about two of you who are a little bit stronger to kind of maneuver it and carry it and roll it, as there are some stairs and cliffs and things you have to navigate.
And Katerina is I am really not happy letting her go. But this shall feed an entire town and save an entire town from starvation. Mayhap it is worth it.
Oh, right. Right, we'll gift it to the town.
Gift it, sell it. Whoever needs it the
Sounds
worst.
like it's time to start a restaurant.
Oh yeah, you definitely could.
You know how hard it actually is to start a restaurant. Do you know how much money it costs?
Do you know how much money we could charge for infinite food?
It's
basically what it is.
Starving.
Which I will go ahead and show to you. Is actually a rare magic item. Actually weighs 50 pounds. It can hold up to 30 gallons of liquid, which is 30 gallons of food. So basically, if you pour water into it, stir it for a minute, it transforms into a hot stew. So 4 people per gallon, so that's
3 times a
120
day.
people.
120 people a minute, basically. You can do it 3 times a day, so that's 360 people a day you can feed.
Sounds like we need to open a buffet.
It sounds like we should give it to the tavern owner back in town and allow him to provide free food for the people as well. It's already
No. Sell? Maybe.
that man does not have much money.
Good.
Or,
Find
you know,
somebody that
could just
can't
sell it to the
afford
town
it.
itself.
That's
Yeah,
right. Find somebody who can afford an item such as this to save their town. You people worry too much about what other people think. Take care of yourself. That's the way to do it.
I don't think you're quite following. I'm trying to take care of myself. If I'm to start up a restaurant in town, how profitable would it be to supply the entire town with free competition?
That, and it
You
is
were
too...
saying to give it to the innkeeper. That made no sense. Opening a restaurant makes perfect sense.
With a cauldron that makes disgusting stew.
Yeah, it is not that flavorful. It will actually It does provide a meal, but it is not.
I can make it taste like anything they want it to.
Yeah,
So can
basically.
I.
But this
Except
is a
for
little
lemon.
too heavy to carry around by yourselves, and especially if you're planning on going on some sort of adventure, and not something you can really bring with you. So looking to get rid of it might be a good option. How you do so.
We can give it to the temple.
However you wish to do so, it can be discussed. But we will be putting this on our rowboat. Now there is plenty of room on the rowboat, as it should fit 8 people. There's only 6 of you. So you can, not hard to bring it about as you sail off after this will-o-wisp. Seems reluctant to leave its master mod, but it was showing you to a place in the middle of the lake. But I think this is a good place to end this session. And we will finish up this quest, the last little bits of it, and start our next one next week.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I
Okay.
That was
do.
scary.
Yeah, it was actually a strong fight. I want to show you all something that was particularly dangerous. That if you all hadn't negotiated so well with Maud, this could have probably been the thing that killed you. So let me link this real fast. This is something the will-o-wisp did. It did only have like a really small attack that didn't do much, but it had this ability. So if you were downed, it would make you make a Constitution saving throw or you die.
Feels will-o-wisp.
Right.
It killed somebody to gain 10 hit points. Sounds about fair.
Yeah. Basically, if you all had negotiated so well with Maud and had her on your side for that fight, that will-o-wisp would have unstealthed, which it kind of already did, and would have killed one of you. But you all managed to see it and knew it was there. But yeah, that fight was particularly tricky because she wasn't even going to attack you until after the frost giant was defeated. But y'all attacked her, you're going to fight both at the same time. Like, oh shit, this could get bad.
I was really grateful his first attack got blocked. It's like, oh thank god. I was not prepared to be thrown into the wall.
Yeah, that frost giant was actually doing about on average 30 damage.
Sounds about right.
But it was trying to. Yeah, it was actually one shot any of you if it ever hit you. But it was attacking non-lethally. It was trying to, preserve fresh ingredients for the stew. So that was a.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
well, I'm
stone
going to go
soup,
to
it
bed.
just
I shall see you
with
guys later.
everything you have.
I do want to ask you all something real quick. I think Joey heard this last time. I am starting a new position, a new job. It shouldn't affect the game too much, I don't think. The scheduling could get a little tricky in the next little bit. I will be having to get up a lot earlier. I know I kind of set this at this like start time as this here. Would anybody be opposed to starting maybe a little bit earlier from now on, or is this time slot just what you all want?
Earlier is better for me on both days now, since I also started the new job. But I think I told you that last time also.
Yeah, on Thursday. But the job isn't. I mean, the person who's hiring me really wants me to work. But I do get up a lot earlier from now on. Basically, 6 hours from the session ending, I have to go to work. So I was kind of wondering what everybody's thoughts are on that. I'll keep running, but I'm just wondering if we might be able to start a bit earlier, if it might be opposed to it.
It would actually work better for myself. I start work at 4 in the morning, so
What?
normally I just wake up for the day and this is the first thing I do. But
Yeah, so
Right.
two
Yeah.
of the 6 are okay with it. How about the rest of you?
I'm fine with
I've
it.
got to drop off. Just let me know what you guys decide.
Alrighty.
I would step out because I'm busy kind of till 10. But
Up
it
until that
sounds like it
point.
works for everyone else, so I wouldn't want to stop that adjustment from working for everyone else. So I would just slide out. It's totally fine. I played plenty of D&D, so it's not a worry.
Same.
If it's just an hour earlier, just depending on what everybody's feeling about, I mean, you're more than welcome to keep running with us. We'll just auto-run your character for a bit and then kind of resume when you're able to.
I could give it a go. I don't mind someone running my character. He just likes to get hit in the face, so...
My other game has a lot of rotating players. They drop in and out at during various points of the game, so I am equipped to handle that if you do want to keep running with us. I know we do have a particularly fun thing prepared with your character, and I particularly like it because I wanted to make Imdra a more of a main character in the story. So you having that connection with her I was really excited that you wanted to do that.
I don't want to out, but if it's just better for the group who wants to play an hour or two earlier, then I would totally slide out just to make it work for everyone of hard feelings. So
Lip Noonie, what are your thoughts?
I'm fine with that. I can actually do an hour earlier as well, so I'm good with that time change.
Alrighty. How about you, Jay, and you, Leah? And I know you all liked a bit earlier as well, but I just want to know what your thoughts are on it.
I'm always here, so whenever's okay. I can make early work.
Yeah, whenever is good.
Alrighty. Well, once I get more confirmation on the job, which will probably towards the next end of the week or beginning of next week, I'll let you all know more. But I would really like if we could 2 hours earlier and ending 2 hours later. I mean, ending 2 hours earlier. But if an hour works best, just to keep everybody in, we'll do what we need to do. But we'll discuss it more in the chat. I do try to post a little bit regularly. Feel free to holler at me. As soon as I know something, I'll let you all know something.
Cool.
Good.
I hate that started this game, but like there was a sudden like job offer for a really good job, and I was like, oh god.
Swings that yet unpredictable ways. No worries, my D.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't turn that down.
I totally get it.
Especially not with the way that everything's going. You don't turn down good jobs.
Yeah.
No
I'm
worries.
gonna be a